We'll learn about object repository. So what is object repository? How we do recognize someone. Like you meet a stranger and then when you meet the same person for the second time, how will you try to recognize that person? What happens when you see or you meet a person for the first time? We'll try to remember some of his property like uh, height, weight, maybe complexion, a hairstyle. So now while you meet for the second time, you will try to match those property and try to recognize the person. The same technology or the same methodology is also used by UFT to recognize an object. What does QTP do? It learns the properties of a GUI object and store the object and its properties in a place, and that place is called object repository. Now it compares the store object property with the actual object on the screen, and that's how it try to identify that object on the GUI. Object repository is of two types. One is local and other one is shared. Now let's understand what is local and shared object repository. Now for example, you are let's go to Yahoo page. I have today taking Yahoo to learn about this object repository. You can see this mail link here, right? And consider a case you have a number of test cases. Maybe all these test cases are referring to this mail link. Now you have, for example, this many test cases and all the test cases is referring to mail link. When the property of this mail link will change, the user has to come and has to make changes or update this mail link in all the 4 test cases. Now here it is 4 test cases. The number can go to any high. It could be 10, 15, 20 or could be 100 also. Now the user has to open all of them and has to update this object. This will take lot of effort and it will be time consuming as well. Now consider a case of shared object repository. What happens? You have all these test cases remain here and your object lies somewhere else, that is in your shared repository, and all your test cases are referring to it. When the property of this object changes, the user has to come and make changes in what location, and all the test script will start working with it. Clear? Now let's learn about how to create a shared object repository. This is my page. How will you create? You have to come to resources, object repository manager. Object repository manager. I come to object manager page, object, say navigate and learn. Click on learn button. Click it page. It will say all object type. Click OK. So what happened is started learning all the objects present on your screen. Because I had selected all the objects, you could have selected object. Close. You can see Yahoo selected all the object present, it has identified it. Okay. But then I will not suggest this thing because it will add all the object. You might not need all the object. It will unnecessarily make your OR go huge. So what I'll try to do. Yeah. Let me. I'll select the objects what I need. Click on the add object to repository button. I need this cricket link. Okay. I need this finance link. Okay. I need here is something. Link I have added. Okay. Fine. Close. Now you come and see that I have all the 4 objects which I try to add. It is there in my object repository now. Now I need to save. I'm saving as I have go to remove folder and object repository. I will save it. Now my OR is saved. How will I access that? I'll go to repository. I'll say associated repository. Open action. I have all that. Let's add to it. Okay. You can see all the 4 objects are present. Now when I want to work on it, Yahoo page you will get all the list of objects present in your OR. So now what happened? You are working on the page and you are working on a test case and you need some more links there. You can open your object manager. You can add those objects to your shared object repository and then you can associate it again and can start working on it. There is other way of also doing that. For example, we'll come to resources. Now what I need is like I'll go to my object repository. It will show me the objects are associated with it, and I need few more objects to add it. Like for example, maybe movies link I want. I want celebrity. I want property. Now here we can see the difference is the objects which are there in a shared object repository looks in gray, and there's the color difference between the local object and the shared objects. Now the newly added objects are celebrity, movies and properties. Now it is there in my local object repository. How can I get it added to your shared object repository is, now go to file and export the local objects and save it somewhere. Maybe give it name as repository 1, create it. Okay. Now what you need to do is you delete all the local objects present here. You just click on the page. If you click on delete button, it will ask you, are you sure to delete the Yahoo objects? When you say yes, notice it just deleted all the local objects, not the shared object, because you are referring to your shared objects. You are not actually getting your shared objects here. It's a reference, so it can't delete the shared object repository objects. So it deleted the local object repository, done, and you save it. Okay, now how can you bring this object? How can you merge the local objects that you exported and with the shared object repository? You come to object manager, come to tool, and you can say object repository merge tool. Here in the merge tool, navigate to your This is the primary of the object repository, that the object repository we have created. And now the second one is the object repository which we just containing the local object that we just exported. Now click on OK. It will show you if there is any conflicts. If it shows known conflicts, and then these are the 4 unique objects added. So you click on OK button. Done. You can save as. I'm saving with the same name. It will ask that you need to rewrite it, replace it. Yes, done. So I'm exiting the merge tool, and now I'll open my share object repository. Okay, now you can see I have all the 7 objects. You have the 4 objects from the share object repository, and the 3 objects are there in the local object repository. That is celebrity, move, property. All these things are added it later, and these are present here. Okay, so done. Okay, now if you just come here and click on object repository, it will show you all of them. Then now you can create one more test case and associate the object repository. You will have access to all these objects. That's all for today's. Thank you.